Now you found that man of your dream, that woman of your dream, and you are so looking forward to your happily ever after. Well, can I tell you something? Do you realize that you just might be carrying myths and beliefs and ideologies that are just waiting to destroy your marriage? I know that sounds scary, but don't worry, stay with me. Today we're going to be talking about myths and wrong assumptions that can actually destroy a marriage. But I'm going to be putting side by side those myths, truths that you need to adopt to replace them so that you can give your marriage a chance at blooming and becoming all that God wants you to be. Don't go away, I'll be right back. Welcome back. My name is Emike Osuma and I am so delighted to have you here. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. I do not take you for granted at all. Thank you. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining our growing family. I am so delighted to have you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So very quickly, we're diving into these 4 myths that could destroy your marriage. Number 1 myth is the one that says being in love with each other is all that we require. It's enough. That is so wrong. As beautiful as it sounds to, have that one special person in your life who gives you all that gooey feeling, that giddy feeling, that feeling of I cannot do without you. Or if I don't see you today, I'm not going to sleep. If I don't see you, I will not eat. As beautiful as that feels, it is not enough. Let's always remember that love is the foundation. And a foundation, no matter how powerful, is not enough to make a house or a home or a functional building. Have you ever seen where someone laid a very fantastic foundation, firmly done, the foundation has passed every possible test it needs to pass through, right? And then the owner of the house says, oh my goodness, this foundation is fantastic. I just want to bring my furniture. I want to set up my home on top of the foundation and bring my family to come live here right under the elements. Have you seen anybody like that? I'm very sure there's nobody like that, especially if the person is sane, right? Nobody does that. A foundation, a very solid foundation, is very, very important in the structure of a building. However, the builders need to put in the work. They need to put in the work of raising the walls, creating the doors, the windows, putting the roof, and putting every single part of that building that's going to make it a functional home eventually, right? So that's the way being in love is. It's not enough. You still need to roll up your sleeves, put in the work, understand each other, work on your relationship skills, learn intentionally. What information are you going to be taking in every day to make sure that you're better than the man you were when you said I do, or to make sure you're better than the woman you were when you said I do, right? So being in love is not enough. Don't just leave yourself and say we're just going to go on autopilot and things are just going to be falling into place because we love each other. My dear darlings, that is not going to be enough. Number 2 myth that could actually destroy your marriage is the one that says because we love each other, or because my spouse loves me, my spouse should automatically know what I want. I don't need to tell them how to be loved. I don't need to tell them my needs. That has destroyed a lot of well-meaning homes, right? Nobody's a mind reader, okay? And all of us show up wired to take love differently. There are people who love being appreciated with words of affirmation. There are those who love quality time. There are those who love gifts. There are those who love acts of service. You need to understand how you are wired to receive love. And please do not assume. Let your spouse know that. Once you let them know, they're going to love you effectively. And once your spouse loves you effectively, it's just the principle of sowing and reaping. Okay? They're going to pour into you, and then you are going to be pouring back into them. Okay, so never make that mistake and just assume that because we are giddy about each other, you just know what I need, she will just know what I need. No, that is so not true. I remember that it was earlier in our marriage that my husband would tell me that he loves when I talk over the sermon in church with him and tell him what blessed me. Oh, that just lights him up. I'm telling you, that just lights him up. He had to be vocal about it. And he told me, say, I really like it when you do this. I love it so much. I feel reaffirmed. I feel seen. I feel heard. I feel like somebody appreciates what I am doing. Okay. So imagine he did not tell me and just started assuming that, oh, my wife should just know that, oh, I like to hear those words. I like words of affirmation. Would have had a lot of problems. Maybe I would have been loving him another way. And then you say, oh, my wife does not love me. And me, I'll say he's an ungrateful man, that I'm giving him, showing him acts of service, and he's not even appreciating it, right? So that seemingly little thing, it can end a beautiful marriage, trust me. And regarding telling your spouse how you want to be loved, it just speaks to the fact that clarity enhances connection, right? Your clarity enhances connection. When your spouse is clear about how you want to be loved, you're going to stay connected. And when you stay connected, you'll be married for the long haul. Number 3 myth says that if we have disagreement in our marriage, then something is wrong with us. That is so not true. Disagreements are bound to happen in any healthy relationship, right? If you have a relationship where the man just keeps saying we're doing this and the woman says yes every single time, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, something is really wrong. That's a dysfunctional relationship. She has no voice, she has no opinions, like she does not have a say, she does not really, she's like someone who is not using her brain, right? That is not a normal situation. Okay, so what is important is not that you have a disagreement, it is how you are handling that disagreement. Are you focusing on the matter at hand and seeking to resolve it? Are you seeking to have a healthy middle ground, or you are seeking to tear each other down? That is what is important. So the next time you have a misunderstanding or a disagreement, pause, take a deep breath, ask yourself, what do I want? What does he want? What does she want? Because beneath every misunderstanding is that question of what does the other person want? And the moment you can both see what each other needs by what you both want, you are able to come to a healthy middle ground and resolve it. So never forget that you have misunderstandings doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you, right? Number 4, I love number 4. Number 4 myth says that married to a pastor, right, is all that I need to succeed. Marrying a pastor is enough to make my marriage succeed. It go shock you. Like they say in Nigeria, it go shock you, right? You're going to be surprised at where that could lead you, because that does not mean that you're automatically going to be good together, you're going to have a smooth marriage. No, being married to someone who has a title in church will not automatically replace the work you need to put in. It will not replace intentionality. It will not replace the need to learn. It will not replace the need to unlearn. It will not replace the need to relearn, right? It will not replace the natural outcomes of going against certain laid down principles. Okay, you cannot live like a robot. You wake up in the morning, you just say good morning, I'm off to church. You come back, hello, I'm back, welcome, you serve your food. There is no communication. You are not spending time together. You're not intentionally trying to know each other. That marriage is going to, it's just a matter of time before things fall apart, and then you find yourself in places you never thought possible, right? Assuming that because you're married to a pastor, a spiritual leader, you the woman, you're married to a pastor, the man is married to a pastor, maybe head of the women's leader, head of the prayer band in church, and you're like, oh my God, that's just going to make us all right. Making that assumption is like having a 2025 G-Wagon in your garage in 2025, and you're just like, oh my God, that car is such a powerful car. It's going to drive around town all day, all week. But you leave the car key on the table in your room and you refuse to fill that car, right? Or some very important wires are caught in the car and the car cannot work if they are not fixed. But you are saying because it is a G-Wagon, it will ride around town today. That is not going to happen. Does that mean the car is not an authentic G-Wagon? Not at all. It means that you have neglected the part you're supposed to play, right? So being a titled person, being a spiritual leader in church should never replace your personal development and your relationship skills. What are you learning? What have you learned? From the time you got married till now, what have you learned to improve who you were when you said I do, right? How have you become a better woman than you were at the altar? How have you become a better man? These are the questions you need to ask yourself. What are you doing every day? You have to make conscious efforts to move from one stage to the other. So we cannot not grow in our relationship skills, in our personalities. You're not developing yourself. You're not finding out what can I do daily to make this marriage better. And you say, oh, because I'm a pastor, everything is going to be all right. It's not going to be all right, okay? So whether your husband is a pastor, a CEO, a plumber, an electrician, whatever you are, you both need to put in that effort to learn, to unlearn, to relearn what makes marriage work. After all is said and done, titles never guarantee transformation. It is your effort that guarantees transformation. Remember, the Bible says, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Okay, Jesus has already died, but we are still told to work out our salvation. Okay, so there's still the role you and I have to play if that venture is going to work. And in this case, if that marriage has to work, you must work. You cannot be passive. You cannot just be laid back. No, it's not going to work. So a quick recap about what we've talked about today. Number one myth that could destroy your marriage is the one that says that being in love is enough. Number two myth says that, oh, because we're in love, my spouse should know how I want to be loved, even if I don't tell them. Number three myth says that if we have disagreements, something is wrong with us in our marriage. Number four says, because I'm married to a pastor, a spiritual leader, my marriage is just going to work automatically. Which of these myths stood out to you? I would like to read from you in the comment section. If you've learned a thing or two from this video, remember to hit the like button, subscribe if you have not done so, and share this video with somebody that needs to see it, so that you can also give YouTube the chance, or give the video the chance to be shown to other people who would love content like this. Never forget that marriages do not fail because love checked out of the window. Marriages fail because people stopped learning how to love better, how to be better, how to do better. And yes, before I call it a day, I'm going to be sharing a link in the description box. It's a video, a teaching that speaks to the different kinds of love in marriage. Because I know I mentioned I said being in love is not enough, right? So you may be wondering, okay, what kind of love am I referring to? That basically speaks to that initial, that emotional, that mushy, erotic love, the love called eros. That's physical attraction between a man and a woman, right? But we have several kinds of love that you need to make a marriage thrive, right? So this particular teaching in my description box speaks to how having these 3 levels of love will power your marriage and keep you strong. It's going to bless you so much. So hit the link, go watch the video, and yeah, you're welcome already. God bless you.